right, guys, happy July 7th. Hopefully you guys are feeling good. You are hydrated. Your sunburns are not as bad as they were on the 5th. And hopefully you guys had an amazing time with your family. We got one of those big ass water slides for the backyard. The kids woke up from literally 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. they were on that slide. And then the next day, July 5th, they came out to pick it up and they said, "Do you guys just want to keep it for another day?" We're like, "Cool, how much would that be?" Well, 150. We're like, "Would you take 100? They took 100. So we had that thing in the backyard for 2 days, which was the best thing ever, just to keep them occupied, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And so it was a really cool 4th of July. I'm not a fan of being out with the party animals. I don't drink myself. I like to stay as close to home as I possibly can. And so it worked out for us all. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling. We're going to get this thing popping off on this beautiful Monday morning. I am going to turn the mic over to, where'd you go? All right, Christina, because you are now, well, you were middle of the screen, but now you're not. But I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to have you bring us out on the field on this amazing Monday morning. You share your tone, the sentiment, whatever message that you want to deliver to the group. You know how this rolls. And so without further ado, Christina, I'm going to turn it over to you. Let's roll, big dog.
All right. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday. I love Mondays. I feel like it's a total reset. I have my water, whatever maybe I procrastinated over the holiday weekend, I'm going to get at it today. So that's what I want to put to you guys. If what you guys have been maybe not doing, you didn't make that follow-up, you didn't make that phone call, you didn't send that email, all those things, write it down on a piece of paper. And as you execute it, cross it off. I promise you, that mental execution is huge, and it just sets the tone for your Monday to just get it for the rest of the week.
I love it. I love it. How was your 4th?
It was good. I went camping. So I love camping with the family. It's like, it was so fun, just fills my heart with so much joy. So we had a lot of fun, came back, yesterday, and now that's been my morning. I got up at 6:30 and had my coffee, I give myself like 15 minutes for my caffeine to get in my veins. And then once it does, I've just been on my computer and at it and just knocking it out. So I feel like mentally it just puts me in a really good position to, if I'm not procrastinating on Monday and I'm just getting it, I feel like that's how I'm going to be the rest of the week. If I start on my Monday sluggish and just like not hydrating, not having my collagen in my water, not doing all of that, it kind of dominoes for the rest of the week, at least for me. So really, that's just like, I love Mondays. So that's why today my reminder came on and I'm like, all right, I'm going to get on the call and keep rolling, even though it's only like 8:38.
Well, I appreciate you being here. I have a coaching client that lives in New Jersey, and I schedule that for 6 a.m. on Mondays. So I'm up. I got to be up at 4:30. I got to let my body wake up. I got to have my water. And I learned this from my coach 2 weeks ago, because typically when I wake up, within the first 5 minutes, raise your hand if you're a cup of coffee type of guy or girl, as soon as you get out of bed, right? And so what I was doing is instantly I'd have my water, but I'd be drinking water, drinking coffee at the same time. He's like, "I want you to give your body 30 to 45 minutes to wake up, have your water first, and then insert the coffee." And so I've been doing that for the last 2 weeks, and I actually like it a lot more. And then the caffeine hits me a little bit different. So I want to encourage you guys to give yourself a little bit of time to naturally wake up, get some water, and then put the coffee through your veins. Because listen, I'm not going away from the coffee. He's never said go away from the coffee. Your boy likes his coffee, but I'm at 2 cups a day, but I started out now a little bit later in the morning. So Christina, good to see you. Thanks for bringing us out on the field. I love that people's cameras are on. They're washing their faces. And I got to give a huge props out to Chris. I'm on my morning call this morning, 6:30 a.m. And I was like, wait a minute. Why is Chris in the waiting room? Chris Barcenas, who never misses a coaching session, okay? And I was like, wait, why is he? Let me let this dude in. So I let Chris in. He's like, what's up? I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I was like, bro, it's 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Where are you? Man's in Mexico right now on this beautiful lanai overlooking the ocean and the pool, which I would think that this would be the last place he would be. But your boy's here. He's committed. So Chris, top of the morning, I know how much the family vacations mean to you. And so big dog, thanks for being here. Thanks for being 2 hours early. How you doing?
No, I'm doing great. I saw 8:30 on my phone. I forgot and realized we're 2 hours advanced over here. So that was my fault, Elias.
Hey, bro, it's good. Man, I appreciate you being here. But what we
Yeah.
want to see, of course, we want to see your beautiful face, but show us the view. Show us the view. That's it, you guys. The results of all the hard work, right? The results of all the hard work. So, Chris, who's there with
Yep.
you on this vacation?
The whole family, my wife, Jalen, CJ, and Sophia.
Ah, man, I
Yeah.
absolutely love this. Where are you staying? Do you have a timeshare there, or is this a place?
Yeah, over at the Hilton Mar Caribe on the hotel zone.
Man, I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Love it. Cancun is one of my favorite places. There's nothing like that sand. Well, there's probably other places that I like that sand, but it's no other place that I've ever been to in Mexico that hits like Cancun. That place is absolutely magical. So, Chris, my man,
Okay.
thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. All right, guys, let's start off with wins. We got some guests on the line today, so we're going to start off as always. We're going to talk about wins. So I need 3 people to get on the mic really quick, share a professional win and a personal win from last week. So who's going to be my first 3? Remember, first person out on the dance floor. So I got 1 person, 2. Whoa, I got 4. We're good to go. Brianna Tejeda, let's roll. What do you got for us? Personal win, professional win. Let's roll. And okay, despite you having a horrible form, I saw your strike.
What strike?
Your bowling strike?
Oh, yes. I was kicking everyone's butts. No, my form completely sucks. That was all luck. Someone messaged me and was like, "Are you professional?" I'm like, "Professional faker."
All right, let's go. Personal win, professional win.
So, personal win is, I don't know if many of you know, but I am a military baby. My mom was in the Navy. My bio dad was in the Navy. My grandpa was in the Air Force. So, veterans hold love in my heart. And my Escalon client is a VA loan. And I just got referred through Zillow another VA client. So for me, I'm super excited. So I will be diving into everything VA. And by the end of today, I will know it all.
Man, I love this. And Patrick was losing his coffee when you were speaking. I don't know what happened. However, there's people on the team that are veterans, including Patrick. There are people that understand that world at a very high level. And personally, I feel like I've known you for a while, Brianna, but I didn't know this part of you. I think that's really cool. I think that serves for really great content. Now, what I've seen that you've graduated out of being like the chicken mom. Then like your brand has developed and evolved. But like this is just another cool layer of who you are, what you represent. And so that's a business win. Tell us about a personal win.
Personal win? I have really my personal win is that I've really just been able to integrate my personal life and my business to where I'm definitely not feeling burnt out or overwhelmed. And I just things are really good. I had a good weekend with my kids. I put a boundary in place on Sunday with the listing agent who, when I was at a party and with my kids, was just blowing up my phone. And I very much put a boundary in place. So personally, I just feel like mixing the two is just becoming really smooth and comfortable. So I feel like that's my personal win, kind of
I love
meshes
it.
together.
I absolutely love it, and really good stuff. And I love this evolution. I love that you're in this momentum. So great stuff, great share. We're going to go over to Patrick, and then we're going to go to our guest Ross, and then we'll go over to Kelly, and then D Bledsoe. Let's go, Patrick. What do you got for him?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Good morning. Business win. I never gone to a new construction deal before, but I actually got into a construction at Elk Grove and Taylor Morrison. But it was a great win because originally my buyers was looking at a building or a property that was 550. However, we got into the monthly talk, and I told them like, hey, if you guys can afford 4,400, I think we can go for the bigger one that you guys been eyeing on, because I saw that in the real estate. So I talked to the listing agent. Long story short, I got an amazing deal. Listed price was 650. We're gonna get it for 605. All closing costs covered. Also, we're gonna do a buy down to 5.3%, whatever percent, 5%. But anyways, super amazing win for them. So I'm happy. And I never knew that new construction was such an amazing easy deal. Like you don't even gotta do things. You like middleman. That's awesome.
Man, I absolutely love this, bro. And tell me one personal win from last week as well. So congrats on that. One personal win.
Personal win, I've been just consistent with the gym, giving myself kudos on that. and giving everyone kudos too for being consistent in the gym like you, Damian. You know, what I mean, always in a meeting, always lifting at Planet Fitness.
Man, I'll tell you what, like if we can all just put that as a part of our daily flow. Listen, you don't have to run marathons, you don't have to lift heavy weights, but just being able to stay consistent to your mind, body, and spirit. I promise you, all those things will carry over. How many of you have a workout routine right now? I don't care what it is. How many of you have a workout routine? You guys, I've been in, in exercise or been somebody that works out religiously for a long time, but I didn't even know what I was doing right or doing wrong. I had a general idea, and now I have a coach. And just like I tell you guys to track everything, I have never tracked so many calories and so many workouts, so many steps in my life. And I'll tell you what, you guys, it's been a game changer, and it's only been 3 weeks. And so you guys, highly encourage you to get on your fitness game, because all things from there will change. But Patrick, while you're here, bro, you're a very, very humble dude. And I just want to share this with you. And I want to share this with everybody else on the team on the call right now. Right now, out of 190 people that we have at our beautiful company, Patrick is ranked number 16. Patrick is ranked number 16. Bro, I'm really proud of you, bro. Like, I've seen how you've shown up, and it's been the consistent humble. It's the consistent, humble, hard work. And so just want to congratulate you. Hopefully you'll be at our meeting tomorrow in person. We'll talk more about that. But bro, continue to grind, continue to hustle, and continue to work on your temple. And all things will work out in life, business, health, and relationships. Mad props to you. Let's go, Ross. What do you got for us, big dog? And welcome to Ross. Ross just moved to California from Denver. He's on one of our business partners team out in Monterey, the Larson team. You guys may have heard that name before. So Ross, what do you got for us?
I got my buyers across the finish line with financing and clear to close last week. Originally, they're moving to a 55 plus community in Carmel Valley. So getting them financing was a little tricky. Eventually, they just decided to go all cash, which made everything way easier. Cleared contingencies, and they closed on Thursday. So that'll be my first deal out here in California. On the personal side, those buyers happen to be my mother and father-in-law, so that's gonna clear up a lot of bandwidth with the toddler here, so I can focus on my business and just getting to know the lay of the land and close a lot more deals.
How cool! So Ross, they're moving from Denver here as well.
Yeah, kind of a funny story. They moved from Phoenix to Denver about a year ago because we were having a kid, and then 8 months later we told them we're moving to California. So they're following us again. I think if we move one more time, they're going to do something.
Like we're not moving. But how cool is that? Like, that's our parents just want to be good grandparents. Like, my mom was like, you just tell me when, Elias. When do I move into my casita? When do I move into my next gen unit? When do I move into my mother-in-law unit? Like, she's like, just tell me when, and I'm packing my bags.
I know. Yeah, it's great. We're super lucky. We're humbled by the fact that, they want to be close. And this is my second deal with them. So they're pretty consistent clients too.
I love it. I love it. Well, Ross, thank you for being here, bro. You're welcome. Anytime. We do this 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's go, Kelly. Kelly, great to see your face and your amazing electric energy. Good to have you back on screen. Let's roll.
All right. So I'm super stoked because, I've been I have this client, and it's been a roller coaster. We've been in and out of contract a couple times. And this last time, this buyer came in, he did the inspections and wanted 100 grand off of the sale price. And my seller was actually even willing to do it. And I'm like, oh, hell no, we're not doing that. And I reviewed the inspection report, and I know from, a little bit of experience that there was no more that much worth of work than the man on the moon. So I told his agent, either you come up to this number or tell him to kick rocks. So he ended up, getting out of contract, and I dropped the price, and now we are back in contract at 100 grand more. and with multiple offers. And my client was willing to settle. And I also had like some investors where I could have double ended it and did all these different things. And I was like, you know what? No, my main priority is my client and maximizing that return profit for her. So I'm super stoked on that. Got her into contract on her replacement home. And then like I said earlier, I have 2 more listings that they were stubborn. I've been telling them, the market shifted since we got into contract, or since we signed the contract. You guys, we have to, if you want to sell your homes, we have to be strategic. We have got to drop the prices. So one of them in Brentwood, I dropped the price on Saturday. Yesterday, we had 3 showings. Offer just came in. And then my other one in Orangevale, I'm dropping that. I haven't dropped it yet. I'm waiting till next weekend because this weekend we weren't going to be able to do open house. So I'm strategically waiting till Thursday, drop the price, do open house next weekend. Princess is going to rock that for me. And, so I'm feeling super good. I've been working really hard for all of these people for months, meanwhile, juggling everything else in my life. So I just feel like things are starting to pay off. And so I feel good about that. Personal win for me was 4th of July, going out with my husband, me having over a year sober. He's got 4 months sober now. We had the best time, you guys. We were laughing so hard. And I'm telling you, I was laughing so hard, I was peeing my pants. I am not gonna lie. And no, it was so cool because I've been waiting. I've been doing this sober thing for a while now, and I know how much fun I have. So much more fun than when I used to be fucked up, crazy Kel, because you don't have to worry about me turning into that mean drunk and like doing stupid shit. And like, so now my husband's there where he sees how fun we can have together sober. And it's honestly the best thing ever. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I'm going to pause there for a second because it is one of the most beautiful things that could ever happen to you personally, but then to be able to have your life partner, your husband, to be able to be on this journey with you, it is so important for your guys' growth because, personally dealing with that myself, you guys, being sober is not that I'm leaving something. Being sober, it's like, oh, I'm leaving this lifestyle, I'm leaving the alcohol. No, it's like I'm walking into everything. I'm facing everything head on. I'm facing the emotions. I'm facing the drama. I'm facing the trauma. I'm facing the good days, the bad days, the holidays. I'm facing everything head on. And you see, that's the power in being sober. Oftentimes we try to mirror and mask when we're not facing it head on. And I'm always speaking from experience because I had the problem with it. And Kelly, I couldn't imagine you drunk. Okay. You have enough energy for all of us. I just couldn't imagine belligerent Kelly. I love this Kelly. You have all this amazing energy. I just couldn't imagine you drunk, but congratulations for you to walk into the challenges and face them head on, because that's oftentimes the hardest part about being sober, because it's a look in the mirror and we have to face a lot of shit. So congratulations on all your growth as well as your husband's growth. But before we go any further, I want to pause because somebody wrote something in the chat and I want to make sure that we address it because it's really important. So Patrick, somebody put in the chat, I think it was Kelly, said that about a year ago, she remembered you telling the group that you were kind of at that point where you were considering quitting. And I think it's important for you to share being now 16 in the company. We're number 3 in the world for all of EXP. And to know that you're 16 in the entire company, bro, like this is a really, really huge opportunity for you to share. Like what changed? What were some of the habits? What were some of the things that you did to make sure that you got over that hump of maybe this wasn't for me? What did you do? I want you to share, bro, if you would.
No, I appreciate that. And I appreciate you, Kels, for remembering that as well. I think we all go through the emotional roller coaster, especially in this industry. But I think it's very important for you to surround yourself with people that tells you that you can do it, that believes in you when you don't believe in you, and also doing the actions that's needed. Like, for example, I went and did one-on-ones with you, Elias, and that really, shifted my mindset a bit. And, it's, what they say, absence is opportunity for application, right? It's not what you're missing, it's what's possible for you to improve on. And so that's what I focused myself in, and not giving up, and, just being with this amazing teammates. It helps out tremendously, and everyone can do it.
Man, it's been incredible to watch your journey, bro. And so congratulations on everything you've done on and off the field. And so well done, my man. Well said. Let's go over to D. Bledsoe, then we'll go to Jessica, then we're going to shift gears in the conversation. What's up, D?
I was trying to write down that quote Patrick is always coming up with them. Absence is the opportunity for application. That's fire. What the fuck?
That's right.
Yeah, no, business win last week. I one of few, but they're starting to pick up. I got one of my rapper buddies into contract. Him and his wife got into contract on a home last week. I was talking about how him and his wife got approved with Ashley last week. We put in an offer on Monday, and they love the energy. They love my clients. They were the first ones to express interest at the open house. I was the first agent to call and have a conversation with them about offers, and they said they had 3 other offers that we were up against, and we won. We didn't have to go excessively high over asking, so that was a major win. And then on the personal side, both of my girls were out of school and camp last week, and we had just came back from Texas last Tuesday, but having them in the house for 4 days is different. And it was fun. It was just it was good to be able to be home and be present with them. So that was a win.
Yeah. So, sorry, you said camp, but they're at camp here, right? Because you said Texas. Sorry, my mind went to what just happened in
No.
Texas.
Oh, no. We not that at all. We were in Fort Worth for a week before the floods and everything happened, with family, visiting family. And yeah, that was crazy to see. It was nowhere near where we were, but no, I was talking about summer camp. My oldest is in summer camps out here, and she had a break last week. But
Okay.
no, that put it in perspective too. Like,
Right.
to be able to be close and with my girls, and they're safe, and yeah, no, big personal win.
Well, I appreciate you sharing, and I appreciate, kind of like what Brianna was saying, is that you are finding this really, cool blend of like who you are, what you do, and all things that are life, and as an MC in your rap community, like it's like all starting to blend. And I know we've had this conversation over the years, but it's really cool to see how it's all forming.
And it feels good. And then also shout out to Vernon last Thursday on our Zillow call. I don't even know what it was that he said specifically, but it was more about the amount of like personal touches that we give our contacts. It makes a difference. And that set off a light bulb in my head. I'm like, man, I need to really double down on the touches with these contacts, because they are looking for somebody to help them, but they also want somebody to do that they built something with, and not just a total stranger. So
Yeah.
shouts out to Vernon for that sparked something for real.
I love that. I heard something a couple years ago, and it stated, don't automate yourself out of a relationship, right? These people need our personal touch. They need us to be able to be human, to reach out to them in very human ways. Don't automate yourself out of a relationship. So D Bledsoe, appreciate you sharing. Let's go, Jessica. And then since Chris is here from vacation, we're going to allow him to contribute on the conversation as well. Let's go, Jessica.
Good morning. So a personal win that I had this last week was that I visited family in Sebastopol, and I went swimming. I'm not a swimming person. I hate feeling cold in the water. So my daughter really wanted me to get in the pool with her. And so I got in the pool, went swimming, and it was nice. And then a business win is that I got an offer accepted a few days ago, and we originally went in higher, and after the inspection reports, we noticed that the roof needed a full replacement. So then we negotiated back. We asked for a $20,000 price reduction, and they accepted it. At first, they didn't want to. They were trying to counter back and meet us in the middle, but my client said that we're going to walk if they didn't get their price reduction to the amount that they wanted. So I spoke to the listing agent. I told her, I said, hey, we're close to the list price. If you guys put the house back on the market, another buyer is going to come in lower, and we're a strong offer. We're all cash. So she was just like, okay, I'll talk to my seller. She came back and was like, okay, my seller agreed. So that was a huge win, because then we would have fell out of contract, and that would have been sad. Another win is that I have a listing coming up today. We're going to go live. So Jen and I have a listing in Martinez, and we're going live today. So if you guys have any buyers who are looking in Martinez, let me know. Bring me a buyer.
I love this. I love this. Jessica, while you're here, obviously, I'd love to do this for everyone when they talk, but, just as it comes up, Jessica, still being a new agent, is actually number 24 in the entire company this year for sold volume. So once again, similar to Patrick, similar to other people that I've mentioned, when we see the numbers, we want to give you all that glory. Like, well done, congratulations. Once again, 100 people at this company, and to be ranked in the top 30, top 50, shit. It's a huge honor to have you on this team and to watch you grow. So congratulations on both sides. Get your ass in the pool. It's fun when you're under the water. It's like there's something happening when you're under the water. It's cool.
I hate feeling cold.
Well, then stay in the water longer.
I know.
Stay in the
Thank
water
you, Elias.
Awesome. Hey, I'll be up in Sonoma County this weekend. We're going to a place called Osmosis, which is like a day spa, like really cool cedar bath. And then we're going to stay at a cool wine resort, which I don't care about the wine, but my wife wants to get away. So we're going to go for the weekend. So Chris B, let's go to you. And Otis, bro, I got to say, I love this whole artist black and white thing you got going on here as he's journaling or doing whatever he's doing. I love it. Let's go, Chris. What do we got from him?
Well, personal wins last week, just celebrating my son's 30th birthday and Sophia's 25th birthday. You know what I mean? It just big milestone, big numbers, and makes me feel old as fuck. But I'm young at heart, so it don't even matter. But me and my son, I had him really young at 18, and I wasn't the best father. I was partying, acting a fool. So a lot of my parental mistakes kind of affected him mentally growing up, and we haven't always had the best relationship. So now seeing him at 30, and like we're so tight and close, and got past all that BS, and he's thriving, makes me feel proud. And then my daughter, y'all know Sophia. I don't even got to talk about her. She's like one of one, so her. And then so that was just great, to celebrating my kids' birthdays last week. And professional wins, I've been making it really a priority to just go to all the damn parties, man. I don't give a damn if I'm tired. I don't give a damn if I'm coming from showing. So I went to a last minute party coming from Stockton, showing Zillow Flex client buyers. Literally, someone told me, pull up to this party in Lockford. So I pulled up to this party in Lockford. I connected with one of my old clients that hasn't been using me, and he threw me a $1.5 million listing, which is going to go in the market next week. And actually, Brandy told me she might have a buyer for me, a Zillow Flex buyer. So we'll connect, Brandy, right before it goes to market. Let's try to keep it in-house in EXP. And I picked up another seller and two more buyers all in the same week. Just by fuck being tired, man. Go out there, make the connections, because once you connect, you make that money, you ain't tired no more. You know what I'm saying? That's natural energy. So
that's right.
Let's fucking go.
That's the hit we all need. All right. Take that however way you want to take it. That's the hit that we all need, because as soon as you think that you were tired, oh my God, it's a grind. When that adrenaline rush comes over you and the feeling of, my offer got accepted. Oh my God, I got that signed listing agreement. How many, you guys know that rush, right? My hope is that rush feels so good that you're constantly, I want more of that. I want more of that. I want more of that. I've been getting that rush since I was 18. Oh shit, I was getting that rush at 16 years old. But legally, I was getting that rush since I was 18 years old. And I'll tell you what, that feels so good to make that sale. And so congratulations, Chris. I love that. And while we're on this vein, you guys, Chris right now ranked number 20 in the entire company. So Chris, once again, big dog, always setting the tone, setting the pace. He's been a veteran for many, many years. I remember when Chris brought his whole company over here, has stayed humble, has stayed a contributor, and has stayed a leader ever since. And so congratulations to everybody that shared. Now, let's get right into the conversation. Like we haven't been in the conversation. I'm gonna go. You guys know on Mondays, right, Patrick? On Mondays, I always like to hit you guys with some questions, hit you guys with some thoughts, things for you guys to take away from this call so you can go and just reflect on the week. But before we go there, I want to share my screen. I want to read this out loud to everybody. I saw this. I thought it was really powerful. And so I'm going to read this out loud. That boring life is going to save you from a lot of fake shit. Quiet nights, early mornings, minds on the goal, soul at peace, no drama, no chasing clout, no pretending to be someone you are not. Just growth, focus, and peace. Most people are addicted to noise because silence forces them to face themselves. Most people are addicted to noise because silence forces them to face themselves. But here's the truth. Discipline looks boring. Consistency looks boring. Building something real looks boring. But it's those boring days that stack into the life everyone wishes they had. No fake, the fake flex fades. The real ones last. I saw this, you guys. I had to share this with you. I thought it was powerful. D Bledsoe, you threw your hand up, big dog. Is that an old hand or a new hand?
No, instantly. I don't like to talk twice on these calls, but
You can talk
no,
3 times if you need, bro. If it can
I,
fit over you.
yeah, no, this one is applicable. I'm an avid reader. I get a page in wherever I can. I have a book with me all the time, and so it's mainly for effect, though. I want kids that look like me and kids, period, to know that there's an alternative to their devices. But
Yes.
like being able to calm yourself and be quiet and read to yourself, I mean, it goes a long way for discipline and focus. And so when I was just in Texas, one of our cousins, he's sitting next to me, 13-year-old, and he's like, "Why do you do that?" And I'm like, "Why do I do what? Why do you read books?" I was like, "So that I can have these type of conversations and so other people can see the value in it, and I'm not always having my head in my phone." And is again talking about light bulbs, it was like a light bulb went off over this kid's head. He just couldn't believe that an adult was sitting there doing nothing but focusing on this book. And so by way of just seeing the effect that it has on other people, especially kids, it's something of pride that I've taken in myself, to have that quality to just be able to calm down, be quiet, and be to yourself for a second. And I just thought about it the other day, like as adults in this future culture period, it's getting harder and harder to have time to think when you're always busy doing shit. Like you're always in a device, you're always doing something. Like when do people have time to think about what they want to do or what a goal is or what it'll take to do it when they're just always occupied with no way? So anyway, appreciate that.
Really, really powerful, bro. I appreciate your thought, your sharing your sentiment. Let's go, Patrick. What do you got for us, big dog?
Yeah, kind of like the me, and you guys know I don't like to talk here too much. Not kidding. But this reminded me of a quote I saw this weekend, actually. It was, are you being performative or are you being productive? Which means, are you just performing actions so that people around you see who you want to be? Are you actually being productive and being proactive, initiating actions that works towards your goals to show yourself who you can be? Right? There's a difference between both of those, and that just struck that's what I thought about when I seen this passage.
Man, I love it. Otis, I was hoping you were just going to keep the black and white on when you contributed, but Patrick, always fire, man. What I'm hearing is just, I'm hearing like the voices of future coaches, the voices of current coaches. And so I really, really appreciate this conversation. Let's go, Otis. What do you got for us, big dog?
This is deep. I just had a conversation about this yesterday. I think we get to a point in our life when you start to change. Um, I made a post yesterday from Wolf of Wall Street, and it was saying, when you start to realize you're about to be profitable. And thanks, Ashley. She's always commenting and making these like funny, and they're just like always funny. I can't get over just picking some of those memes. But I had this conversation yesterday with my son's mother, my son's mom. It was just like, I feel different. I feel like so different from any part of my life. Like I say, like, I feel like life's fake now because I feel like I'm just like this whole new person that has no attachment to my old self. It's like shedding your skin, and not being afraid to do so. I'm going on a trip tomorrow to go see family in Mississippi, and I'm taking Reese, and I'm so fucking scared. But I'm ready for the challenge. I got my little handcuffs. I said I wasn't gonna do my son raw because I couldn't see people from years ago and they used to have the leashes. So I was like, I ain't gonna put my boy on no leash, but I got these little handcuffs. So I'm prepared. I'm ready. And it's just like being prepared and ready for this next step. Like we talk about all the shit that we want to do, but when you get there, it's about having the sentiment and the time, like the men said, even with the books, like same mindset, like being there to enjoy it, to be able to have these conversations, to be able to be here. Like my former self would laugh and joke, be like, that's not me in 10 years. That's not me from 10 years ago, like, or 10 years from now. Like, so it's just, this is really powerful because, the conversation shifted to being like, yeah, I worked really hard to get where I'm at here, but it's like I'm still working and I'm still ready to shed even more. Like I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready to do what I need to do. So this one really hits home, and I'm sorry I couldn't deliver that in the black and white, but I feel like I
No,
had to put some colors because I'm putting some stank on it.
Otis, let me ask you a question, brother to brother. What part of that trip scares you? Because you use the words it's scary.
Oh man, I'm scared, bro. You see all this shit with kids and shit, and just being in an open space, and it's me. I'm a social butterfly. So someone's real estate. What? I'll start talking and shit, and Reese don't listen, man. I love my son to death, but he's all over the place. He'll, well, Daddy, I want to see this toy, and just a second, so much can happen in a second. So just being prepared. So I'm
Yeah.
scared just because this is the first time away from his mom for 7 days. It's the first time him getting on the plane. I'm just scared because when you don't go through something, you're gonna be a little fearful. I don't care what anybody says. Public speaking, you get in a fight, smoking weed, whatever, drinking. The first time you ever did that, you always were scared. So I'm a little scared, but I'm a man up because I got to be able to show my son that I can't show him the fear. So even though I'm gonna be fucking shaking in my boots, he won't see it. You know what I mean? I'm prepared. We got changes for clothes just in case he throws up, in case I throw up. You know what I mean? Whatever. So just it's just gonna be a trip. Not being able to go outside and puff a little something when I'm stressed out for about 9 hours is gonna be a little tough. But we got this. So I'm happy to be going to take this trip to go to this family reunion. I'm happy for him to see my dad in person again. It's been like about almost 2 years. So just happy for a lot of stuff, but I am scared as fuck.
Well, my man, I really appreciate this. And what you're going to see is that you'll get into like this travel routine. Like he'll have his own little suitcase. He'll have his iPad with all of his stuff, and he'll have his headphones. And when you get him on the plane, the captain will put him in the cockpit. He'll be able to sit there, put the little hat on, get his little wings, bro. So it'll be a whole experience for him. So definitely scary. I can get
Yeah.
that, but it's going to be a lot of fun for him. This will be a core moment for you and for him. So congrats on this, and
I
congrats on.
showed him the plane way in the sky. He was like, Dad, I don't want to go to the plane anymore. He's scared as shit.
All right, Kelly, we're going to go rapid fire to you, and then we're going to shift gears. Got a couple things lined up for you guys.
I just wanted to say, can you put that screen up? I want to see the numbers of goals to work towards, what people are doing, please.
I'm going to shift gears. I have something else planned for right now. Before the end of the call, I will.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to be covering this in person tomorrow, but you have my word before we end the call today. Let's go here. All right, guys, I got some questions for you guys. I want you to sit with these questions. I want you to think about these questions, and I want you guys to be real with your answers. What one distraction stole the most of your time, focus, or energy last week? And how will you guard against it this week? No fluff, just truth. I want you to think about it. Was it your inbox? Was it the kids at home? Was it your husband at home from vacation? Whatever it was, like, I want to know, what was the distraction last week that stole most of your time, focus, or energy? And how will you guard against that this week, right? Is there a kids camp? Is there select time so you're going to go to the office? Is there whatever it is? We all have distractions. And so I want to make sure that you guys are very, very clear on what took any of your focus last week and what your distractions were, and make sure to have your shields up and guard against it this week. Does that make sense, everybody? Otis, was that an old hand or new hand? Okay. All right, cool. All right, next one, you guys. If your results last week were your resume, oh, God, I love this guy. If your results last week were your resume, would you hire yourself again this Monday? Okay, let's just sit with that. What needs to change to make sure that answer is a hell yes next time? If your results last week were your resume, if this was going to be how you showcase your services, your abilities, your talents, your production, and this was your resume for the world, would you hire yourself again this Monday? I want you to put a yes, a hell yes, or a no in the chat down below. I could read lips. I saw some lips going, but I want you guys to put that in the chat down below. Be real with yourself. Be real. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Yes. Hell yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Anybody else? Yes. 100%. Okay, cool. Okay. I saw a no in here. So I appreciate you being honest with yourself, CC. So if you put a no down below, you need to ask yourself that second part of the question, CC, and whoever else puts a no. What needs to change to make sure the answer is hell yes next time? And I want you to sit with that for a moment. CC, if you're down to answer that in a couple of minutes, I'll come back to you. But if not, then you can just say, pass, Elias. I want to sit with this for a moment. Clear? Let's move on, you guys. Ah, God, another one just going to hit you right in the feels. If your dream client watched how you worked last week, would they choose you? If they were sitting beside you, if they were right here next to your desk, if they were sitting in the office with you, how do you become the version of you who earns their trust this week? Meaning that if every single thing that you did last week that was relative to your production, your health, your body, your spirit, and how you're choosing to enter this world every single week, would they have chose you? Would that dream client, with that portfolio that needs to be sold and that house that needs to be bought, would they choose you? And if the answer is no, because you know where you fell behind, you know where you lacked, you know where you fell short, then how do you become the version of who earns their trust this week? What does that look like for yourself? What would need to change? If I was building my resume this week, what would I need to do in order for me to show up differently? Right? Does your calendar from last week reflect all of your ambition and all the things that you say? Does your calendar reflect that type of ambition? You sit with that. You sit with that. All right. What emotion drove most of your decisions last week? Was it fear? Was it fatigue? Or was it focus? And how do you intentionally shift that emotional fuel starting today? If we think about ourselves as truly emotional creatures, oh man, I was upset, I was mad, I didn't do anything. I was upset, I was mad, I did something. I was so happy I did something. I was so upset and mad I didn't do anything. Like, you guys have to understand how we temper our emotions and understand what emotion drove your decisions this last week. Were you sitting idle? Were you scared because you don't want to put yourself on camera? Were you scared because you don't want to face rejection? Were you nervous and so you didn't do anything? Aren't we supposed to go out there and embrace rejection at the highest level? You see, I want to talk to you guys about an emotional state when it comes to prospecting, lead generation. Because I saw this video the other day and it resonated with me, and it said sales and prospecting is a spiritual journey. And let me elaborate on this. You see, when you're so driven by the end result that you truly know that what you are doing as a realtor, Mohan, what you are doing as a realtor, Hugo, is truly going to change somebody's fucking life. Don't you feel that that energy is a little bit different when I get on the calls? Like, I get to stoke somebody today. I get to change their life. If they say, Elias, I do need a little bit of help selling my house, purchasing a house, I get to be the great emancipator of the dream. You feel that energy? That energy is different. When I don't have a spiritual connection with what I'm actually doing and how I'm impacting the world, then, oh my God, I gotta get, Elias said, get on camera. Fuck, Elias is always harping us on being on camera. What? You get to be on camera. You get people to see you because it's all in direct alignment with the vision that you want to create for other people, how you want to serve them, how you want to help them. And so when you think about your connection to lead generation, your connection to knocking on doors, your connection to doing an open house, even if it's weird, even if it's awkward, when you think about the connection, there needs to be such an excitement about it that you're going to do it. Because I know without a shadow of a doubt right now, there's a call out there that needs to be made to somebody that is struggling, somebody that is paying rent, somebody that has paid rent for the last 10 years. And here you are to show them a pathway to put that money back into their family's pocket, to give their family security, to be able to pay their mortgage, not pay for somebody else to go to Cancun. You see, this is the type of connection that we need to have with it. But what we do is we allow fear to block us, because we're not seeing the long term. You think, oh, I'm scared. Who fucking cares if you're scared? Who cares? If your vision is so important to you and what you want to do for your consumers is so important to you, you're going to go out there to find more people to change their life. You're going to find more people to change their life. Because raise your hand if home ownership has changed your life. Raise your hand if you've seen it in your clients, in the face, in the tears, and oh my God, the first time we've been able to do this for our family. You know how much this means to me. My family didn't have this. I'm the first one in my family to purchase a home. Like, imagine that. You get to do that. And every time you choose to not make a phone call, not get your ass on video, not knock on the doors, not host an open house, and make bullshit ass excuses, you're letting someone else down. You're letting yourself down, and you're letting consumers that actually need you. Does that make sense? You guys, some of these questions not only my hope is to get you guys excited and get you passionate. They fire me up. They fire me up. And I want to make sure that when we are having these conversations, that I am delivering with as much passion and excitement and enthusiasm about this game, because this game has changed my life, has changed the little people in my life's life. It's changed my mom's life, my wife's life. It's changing your life. And you guys are changing my life. And so when I pose these questions, I want them to resonate. And I want to share this last one with you. What conversation, piece of content, or outreach didn't happen last week because you hesitated? And who's still waiting on you to show up in your full power? And I'm going to let that sit there for a second, you guys. What conversation, piece of content, or outreach didn't happen because you hesitated? And who's still waiting on you to show up in your full power? I'm going to leave that there for a second. I'm going to go to a couple hands up that I saw. JJ, I saw your hand up. Big dog, what do you got for us?
You know, you use the word fear, but I think a lot of people mask fear with complacency. And, you know, being scared allows you to be like, well, I'm scared. But the reality is you're complacent. You know, think about it like that. Instead of saying that you're scared about something or whatever you want to change, understand that you're being complacent. If that's not where you want to be, whatever it is, whether it's your business or physical or whatever, you're just being complacent, not fearful. Because a lot of people do a lot of stuff that's much harder than what we do. And, you know, do they have to face fear? Of course, but that's not the key. The key is in our industry, you're more complacent than you are scared. Let's just be honest. Because the money's there. It doesn't take that much to make money here.
Yeah. I'll be real with you guys. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm scared. I'm scared. Like, I'm scared that maybe no one will show up. I'm scared that maybe we won't have dialogue. Like, I'm scared every single time. Like, this is still public speaking to me. And even though I have a rhythm, I have a flow, I'm still nervous. I'm still scared. But despite that, I'm always going to take that step forward. Complacency, I'm so glad that you put it in that way, because I believe that you are 100% right, that it's not fear, it is complacency. I appreciate that, JJ, on a very high level. Anybody else have any thoughts, contribution on those questions? My hope is that you guys sit with these questions, you guys reflect on these questions, and you guys go internal with these questions. And the reason why I always want you to go internal, because it's not my voice that is going to cause you to do anything different. What it's going to be is maybe that voice from me speaks to the person inside of you. And then you sit there and say, you know what? I need to make some changes, big dog. I need to do some things differently. I'm not showing up for my family, for my future, all the things that I talked about that was just lip service. I need to step up and become correct, or else this game is not for me. Kia, what do you got for us? Andrea, you'll go next.
I actually want to just kind of like just to add on to what JJ said. I think that in order to battle complacency, we have to be consistent. And I'm learning that like now, actually. I'm trying to put routines in place and stuff. I'm going through a whole lot of changes with personal life and business life and everything. And I'm finding the only way that I could make it through this world without it eating me up is consistency. So I just want to share that with the team.
Kia, consistent, imperfect, scared, gritty work will always win. Will always win.
Yep.
It's the inconsistent, perfect work that we try to live in because it needs to be perfect, but it's inconsistent, that shit gets smoked every single time by the imperfect, consistent, gritty, scared work. Kia, I appreciate you sharing. Andrea, what do you got for us?
I think the entire the entire question series has me thinking a lot about different things, because I felt a shift over the last month or so. Even though the market's worse than we thought, like, people still want to do business with me. Like, I have my cousin reaching out. I have my friends here. I have their listing right here in LA. I'm cat sitting for the day, because they have some cats. But we had, it's been a steady stream of focus and posting content and constantly bringing up real estate that has, bring me to this moment where people are like, I could go to Caldwell Baker, I could go to Keller Williams, I could go to top producing agent, but I want your business and I want to get money in your pocket because I trust you. You're either my family or my friend or whatever. And so I feel very blessed and very, very appreciative of that. And I realize the focus has been there. Because I work another job, right? So I have to split my time very strategically. And when I pick a client, it's because I want to work with that client, right? I'm not just picking a client just because they walked into my open house and they want to do a deal. No, I'm working with the client because we have some type of bond in some type of way, whether I know you or not. So I think, it's full circle. Also, I think, what type of content and stuff like that. I actually posted a bunch of Beyonce content and went viral, actually, with her getting stuck in Houston. And I realized that even Instagram, they're like, stay consistent with what you're doing because it's working, right? You're getting 30,000 views, 40,000 views off of this type of content, like post more stuff like that. So I'm being very focused and intentional in what I am doing. And it's coming back at me, right? So like this house we have here in Chatsworth is out in LA. We had a really solid offer last week. We felt really good about it. We were getting ready to be countered with like no price change. Only wanted to shorten the closing time, add title and escrow information, and the buyer still backed out. And they backed out, and we had no price change because of something we can't control. They didn't like a street that was too busy. Like, we can't control that, but we go back at it. I come out here, I host another open house this weekend, all weekend. I grind it. I call agents. I hit everybody up. Hey, we're back on. We're back on. The offer didn't go through. And now we have a new offer. We already have one last night. We got another showing today at 6:00. So sellers are like, ooh, the offer's not where we're at. Let's see what happens. And I'm like, okay, think about it. Think about it. You have a day or two, right? We have till tomorrow, till 5:00. Think about it. Let's do the showing today at 6. And then, let's counter, right? Just get in your mind. We're going to go and get what you want, right? We're going to try to get as close as possible to that number. So, I know it's a long story, but
it's all good. And I appreciate the follow through. I appreciate the follow up, and I appreciate the reflection on the questions. Andrea, do your thing in SoCal. Ross, you're going to be our last contribution. Rapid fire, big dog. What was your last final thought before we close sesh?
Yeah, just to piggyback off the consistency thing. That's something that I've kind of really tried to push myself on. I think there's a misconception that if you want to see drastic change in results, that you need to necessarily make drastic changes. The way I look at it is like, even changing, your path just a fraction, is insignificant, but if you're consistent with it, you're going to end up in a completely different place. And my thing is something I'm really trying to work on is my personal like mantra, which is like err on the side of fuck it. If you're at a point of making a decision to do it or not do it, fuck it, just do it. That's kind of why I'm here right now today too. So I'm trying to put it into practice.
Man, I really, really appreciate that, you guys. Something that Ross just said years and years ago, I read that, and Ashley could probably attest to this as well, like millimeter shifts. And Tony Robbins spoke about this early in his career. You got to think about it like if you're golfing. If you literally move the driver like a millimeter, think about the direction that ball goes. And so sometimes you just have to make a small millimeter shift and everything over time is going to really, really change in your life and in your business. And so you guys, really, really good session today. Hopefully you took something out of today. As always, I want you guys to go to the board today. Be clear on what you're going to accomplish. Make this a week of pride, not another week of, oh my God, I didn't do the things that I know that I needed to do. Like if you're on these calls consistently and you're not showing up, then I'm not doing something right. I'm not doing something right. I'm falling short for you guys. If you guys are not taking the steps to work on your life, your body, your health, your relationships, I'm doing something wrong. So you guys, step up, do something that's going to push the needle forward in your business this week. If you need anything at all, Kelly, I dropped that screenshot to you in the chat down below. I gave it to you privately. Anyone else needs that, let me know. Listen, you guys, we're having our mid-year review. If you're a team member or if you're a guest and you want to show up tomorrow, in lieu of our team meeting, we're doing our mid-year review at headquarters tomorrow. It is resort themed. So come in your cool resort wear that you would wear if you're just going to go and hang out at the resort and do cool stuff and be a tourist. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and make today a day that truly matters. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Have an amazing day. Peace.